Hello beautiful people, my name's Kristen. Welcome to my channel. I have a brand new dog. Her name's Belle. She's just came in to sit with me. Let me see. Hey Belle, you gonna help me do my film? Yeah, good dog. She says welcome to my channel too. If you're not a regular subscriber, extra welcome to you. I hope that you will enjoy this and consider subscribing and journeying along. I only read 3 books in the month of September, but I have quite a bit to say about them, so that's probably okay. And a couple of them were fairly substantial page-wise. I did finish Nora Roberts' Bridal Quartet. I did get married in September, and this is the last one in this series. And I will say, it is absolutely everything that traditional romantic stories, if you like traditional tropes of dating your best friend's brother or you know, the nerdy professors and all that kind of stuff, it goes right along with that. It's got hot romance and sexy scenes, and it's all about wedding planning and weddings. So if you like that, say yes to the dress and all the girly stuff, this is totally a good series for that. If you don't like that, and every once in a while I am not in the mood for any of that, it's too cliche, if you will, then don't do this. But if you like it, this was a fun series. It was the right time in my life for me to read it, if that makes sense. Okay, my classic, I went ahead and took on my honeymoon. I finished the Bridal Quartet, and then I read Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I have read War and Peace, and I have read the one, it's about the prisoner, the Ivan Ilyich, or I am not good at foreign language of any sort, so please forgive me. But anyway, the book was about a little over 800 pages. I read over 700 pages on my honeymoon. It was awesome at the river while my husband fished. But I didn't even finish this. I made a dent. I was about 600 and some pages in. This book is awesome. I give it at least 4 out of 5 stars. However, it's probably not the book that you want to be reading on your honeymoon. It's basically centers around 3 couples, and they're all kind of doomed relationship love affairs, particularly Anna, who's married but then has an affair. And that's pretty much, the book is kind of centered around themes of jealousy and monitoring that. And I don't really get into that love at first sight kind of magical, I'm going to absolutely, you know, risk my entire life and being because I saw this person and we're just so well connected. Hi girl, which this book kind of had that going on in it. Is this distracting to you? Because it's kind of adorable. But I really enjoyed it as a great story. I loved how he would use actual stories that were going on to tell his own political agendas as far as landlords and land ownership and working politics and those kind of things, as well as there's some religion in here, which I kind of appreciated some of the religious philosophy that was not much, but just a little bit kind of woven in there, kind of giving his own telling of his own voice. So anyway, I am totally jazzed to go see the movie with Keira Knightley. So leave me a comment if you've already seen that, especially if you've read the book and seen the movie, how they compare. I look forward to doing that now. But I really liked this book. It wasn't like one of my all-time favorite classics. It's kind of a slow read in some parts, but you know, that was all right. Third book I read. This was based off of Murphy Napier's video review on this book, The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. And she asked her husband for her birthday if he would read this. So as part of her present, she asked her husband if he would read it. It's 530 some pages, so it's not a quick read, except for it's a very fast moving book. Now this book is super good. And I give it 4 stars, but I probably, if this was my type of book, would give it 5. Because the bottom line is, this is just not my normal book. It has a story about following the main story of Locke Lamora, who is a boy who is in bad times, becomes the orphan kind of Oliver Twist, goes into being kind of brought up as a thief, pickpocket, teaser, goes all the way up the ranks and kind of has his own gang. There's kind of a mob gang. There's a rival that kind of has actual literal magic going on in it. It reads a little Three Musketeerish, that kind of Victorian style operas and parties and things, as I'm picturing them in my mind anyway. But it's just non-stop action. It's just this person's after this person after this, and there's this scheme, and a lot of them are elaborate plots about we're going to swindle this person and we're going to go on this adventure, and I really like that. I was very entertained. It's extremely good. It goes a lot of flashbacks back to what he learned or why he had done something because of a learning as a child, and some of that was a little distracting because I'm really into the plot and I want to know, is this going to work? Are they going to survive? Is it going to go down? And then we have to have a flashback to kind of explain what's about to happen, why it's about to happen, kind of thing. But I bet that's the kind of book that would be awesome to reread it and then appreciate all of that backstory. It's just very well developed, just awesome. I did get attached to some of the characters, even some of the bad characters, which is not normal for me. I'm usually not rooting for some of the bad guys or the thieves or for people to, you know, get it over on somebody else. But that's the kind of book it is. The main thing that I'm not going to read anymore in this series, and probably not many more by this author without some more research, is that I am not the kind of person that can read the graphic tortures and deaths without literally having nightmares that someone's doing that to me or my loved one. Like, my imagination is too good when it comes to those kind of ways to torture prisoners or to get people to talk or those kind of things. And when you've got a fantasy world where it's even more options, sometimes I'm almost like literally like reading the book like this, you know, it's like, oh, and I would put the book down sometimes and just be like, oh, I can't unsee that in my mind. So this is not my kind of book. If that doesn't bother you, and I should have known that, you know, Murph reads a lot of more thrillers and horrors, and those are not my genres. If those are your genres, I think this would be a 5-star for you. So this book was enjoyable. I'm glad I read it. It was super entertaining, really, really well written. Appreciate all of that, but I'm not reading any more of those. That was enough. Thank you for letting me share what I read. I am hoping that I get a bigger quantity of books read this month. I have a lot on my shelf that I am anxious to read. If you would like to see like a book kind of to be read list and maybe give me suggestions on the order that I should read them, let me know. I could do a video on that. There is a famous bookstore in Portland, Oregon, Powell's, and I will be visiting there this weekend, as well as my local library is having their semi-annual book sale in another week and a half, and so I plan to have a whole stack of books, so I may need some help deciding what I'm going to read and where I'm going to start, because I don't seem to be going through books very quickly these days, but I sure am enjoying the ones that I am, and I hope that you are too. If you're reading a really awesome book, leave me a comment, let me know what it is. Y'all have an awesome, blessed day.